Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So today I wanted to make a quick little video kind of giving you a little update of how last week went in here and an update on the food journal that I have been tracking or keeping up with, and that I will continue to keep up with for the duration of this month and the month to follow. And I wanted to share with you all like why I was tracking what exactly I was eating. So I do have a couple of other things that I wanted to kind of shed light to, of like what I've been using in here and all that stuff. But first and foremost, let's give a praise to the chunk of this book. I'm in love. I love this size. If you would have told me a year ago that A6 would be my size in TN format, I wouldn't believe you. But it definitely has been like everything. I've carried this with me everywhere. It goes to appointments. So much so that you guys know that I set up a Passport TN with the wallet, the men's wallet, and that has been going with me. But I've been really taking this one with me a lot too. So I have a lot of things to consider. There are a lot of things to be considered. So let's get started. First and foremost, if you're wondering, this is a Pressions A16. I am still looking for a traveler's notebook that houses 8 elastics instead of 4. So that way I can fit all of this in here comfortably. There is one company that I am looking at to purchase from. So I'm just waiting till I have enough funds to make that purchase. But until then, we're going to use what we have, and it's tight in here, y'all. That's all you need to know, is it's tight in here. And also I've went teardrop clip crazy because I've been using these little teardrop clips like crazy all over the place. They're holding so many different things. Anywho, we're getting off topic. So for those of you who have watched my videos leading up to this point, I dedicated this particular, what is this? I dedicated this to be a health and wellness journal. And by that, I mean, like, I was putting everything health and, you know, just mental health related in here for the most. I didn't have a pen attached to it before, but I use this pen a lot to check off my workouts. I just like using a pink pen to do it. So that's why it's there. So this notebook tracks my cycle, and I just clipped another teardrop. I'm obsessed. I've clipped that there to kind of mark my cycle. And then these were pages that I kind of showed in like a previous video, sleep tracker, all that stuff. So all of this gets tracked into this one little book. So earlier last week, I had came back with like my September flip, October setup. And part of October, I had chosen to do like a food journal. Well, I've been tracking my food, and I've been also tracking my food digitally with the MyFitnessPal app and also Samsung Health, which if you are someone who is tracking, if you are trying to track something for results, I would definitely recommend MyFitnessPal. Although it's free, there are some features of the app that aren't free. So if you do want to open those features, you would definitely have to make the purchase for the app itself. But I would say that it's a beneficial purchase because the app has a lot of different things and breaks down those categories that just writing out and doing it manually, sometimes we don't necessarily see. I hope that made sense. I'm going to try to zoom you guys in. I hope you guys aren't blurry, because we all know I have problems with that on this channel. So I have been breaking down what I've eaten. I haven't put in for Monday yet. I will say that definitely if I was to do this again, like set this up for next month, I would definitely give myself more room, maybe doing one day at a time. Instead of pre-dating, I would just date it as I go. So that way I have enough space to kind of write what I'm eating in here, because as you can see, I've been splitting it up into breakfast, lunch, and snacks. So I've kind of been writing all my snacks together. But in the app, you have a chance to kind of break down all of that stuff in terms of like calories and carbs and whatnot. So definitely been doing this. The reason why I wanted to track my food in the first place, and also my sleep, is because if you don't know, my story is me and my husband, we are trying to desperately conceive. We have conceived twice already, but we've miscarried twice. So if you haven't been following this journey, I am at my breaking point. I'm desperate at this point. I really want to give, my mom another grandchild, and I really want to have a baby myself. And so I am doing my part in terms of health wise in order to reach that goal. I've had 2 DNC procedures, and I've had a hysteroscopy myomectomy, and now I am working on weight. For those of you who don't know, I am 5 foot even, and I currently weigh 206 pounds, 0.8. And I've kind of covered up some sensitive, it's not really sensitive, but I just don't want that information all over the web. So I've kind of looked this over to make sure that there was nothing sensitive to me that would, what would it be sensitive to me that would kind of, give like some of my information away. But anywho, I wanted to show you guys this. If you've never had a bod pod before, if you've never done anything pertaining to like breaking down calories and fat, so these are my results. This is the bod pod that I did. As you can see, my resting metabolic rate was really slow. It was at 1,283. My body composition was mainly made up of fat. So it was 49.1, which puts it at very poor. And then my body mass index was at obesity number 2. Now, this is just a general, these are actual numbers, but these are just general of like, what society puts as obesity. So although I may not look obese, because of everyone is shaped differently, but this is just how my body composition was broken down to me in terms of what the insides look like. So for those of you who don't know, I have started tracking a lot, and I've been tracking my sleep. If you followed me any of the year for this year, you notice that at some point I started to incorporate a sleep tracker in my personal rings, and that worked out. And then I just kept incorporating a sleep tracker. So I built a habit to track my sleep. I have been struggling to track what I eat. That is something that I've been trying to work on. So for this month, I've been tracking what I eat. Also, another thing I've been tracking is general habits, things that I do, like working out, stuff like that. So all of these things that I am tracking in my planner, these things are playing roles in what I am trying to accomplish. My ultimate goal is to get pregnant. And yes, I can get pregnant, but I had to factor in things like health related to pregnancy, because as we know, you gain weight during your pregnancy. And if you're already at a risk in your own health, regardless of the pregnancy, that's just going to add to. So I've been trying to track things that I'm doing. So I've been tracking my workouts, and I've been tracking like I have a weight log here, so I can track like my weight. I wrote in here that I was 206.8. That was what I was after I got out of the bod pod. And then these are some habits and moods. Regardless of what you track, what you do in life will determine how your mood is. So if you eat poorly, if you get not enough sleep, those are all things that affect how you feel throughout the day. So I've been tracking all of that because the end of this month, I'm going to be doing the 12-week program with the Army Wellness Center. And that is going to be a program to help me drop some of the weight so that I can potentially carry without so many risks. Not to say that this is probably why I miscarried twice. There's no telling, but it could be ultimately a reason why I miscarried. So I'm checking off everything that I need to do. So that is why I track, and that is why I keep a health and wellness journal. I hope this makes sense to you all. I know a lot of people track things, but I wanted to kind of shed light to why I track what I track. And I'm not just tracking because it's something that looks cool. I'm actually tracking because I'm trying to reach a specific goal. And when you want to reach a goal, you have to have an idea of where you are and where you want to be. And so this is where I am. I'm tracking it now, and over time I will be able to see if I've progressed or if I've, been at a standstill. So that is why I have my tracking system together. So I wanted to briefly just share with you all that. In terms of like how my tracking has been going so far. So I mentioned 2 apps. I mentioned the MyFitnessPal and I don't think I mentioned Samsung Health, but I also have a Samsung phone. So I use Samsung Health a lot. If you have a Samsung Health set up, it will track your sleep for you. So whenever you put your phone down, like you stop messing with it, it starts tracking your sleep. And when you wake up, when you wake your phone up, then it stops. And so when you open the app, it will tell you exactly how many hours of sleep that you had, an exact time frame of when you went to sleep and how far you slept. So just a little advice for anyone who wants to track their sleep. I do it in here. Yesterday I got 10 hours of sleep. I do it in here manually. I like to write down exactly when I closed my planner and logged out of everything and when I actually went to bed. But on my phone, it tracks it a little bit more accurate than this. So that is why I have the tracking system in here. So moving on to the next thing in my book. So this, like I said, this notebook, this planner, this A6TN has been going everywhere with me. I've kind of been taking it all over the house to appointments. It's been going in and out of my bag more so than my passport TN, but I still take my passport sometimes, most of the times actually. So this booklet here, I wasn't showing you guys this booklet in the beginning because it wasn't aligning to what I wanted it to be. And so it was kind of pointless to show you guys something that really had nothing in it. So I will go to this page. I had originally showed you guys what this book was shaping out to be back in August. I had set up these days like this. I used to do these teardrops in my personal rings with the weather in there. Whatever I was doing, like this scripting, at some point in time, I got addicted to the Planner Perfect method and really wanted to try out scripting. And to be honest, I think it's a great method. It's just not a method for me. I don't even think I did it right, but I just didn't like the idea of saying this is what I did, even when I didn't do it, because I'm a lister, so it doesn't make any sense to me. So I tried that out for a couple of days in August, and again, I stopped using this book because I had no idea what I would use it for. And then it just clicked for me at the end of September. So when September was ending, I had gotten this bright idea to use this book for added task from my weekly monthly section. So I was putting in my task and additional notes. I realized that this is already a small size, and coming from a pocket, that's an even smaller size. And if I was already doing a day on 2 pages in there was at some point in time where I was going to need a day on 2 pages in here. Well, since I use the monthly, weekly, and then the weekly inserts or the weekly layouts in here have a little bit of space for me to kind of maneuver. I still needed a whole page for a day for extra stuff, for me to break down extra stuff. I did find myself periodically breaking down tasks in my little notebook that I keep in my Passport TN. So I also have a sequence. And if you did not see like what I kept in the sequence, I'll do an updated video at some point. But this is like my on the go notebook. It's chunky. All of my notebooks are going to be chunky, just in case you are new to the channel. But I was kind of breaking down tasks in here too and highlighting. So I was doing like a general, you know, like overview of what I needed to do, what I needed to get done, and stuff like that. I was doing that all in here, and I've been doing it all in here for the most part. But sometimes, because this doesn't have like monthlies and weeklies, sometimes I really just need something where I can literally see things all together. And so I have the monthly, weekly in here, and then this was the daily. So I've been kind of putting like top task at the very, very top and highlighting. So I've been kind of using a color-coded system, although I don't follow a specific color coding system, but I've been using something like that. So yellow for me meant that anything that was highlighted in yellow is definitely coming up, like it's due very soon. I was putting my class assignments in here, so when I was highlighting it, I knew that these items or these assignments would be due very, very soon. And anything that was in red was something that obviously I wanted to watch or do or what have you. So I highlighted the presidential debate. That was something that I was recording. I wanted to watch it. I live in Germany right now. So when the debate came on for the US, it was not on for Germany. So I recorded it and highlighted it so that I remembered to watch it. I did a reflection for the week. I kind of set up, if you watched the October setup for my A5 bullet journal, I have a reflection for each week. And I didn't include, what I didn't mention in that video is that I did not include weeklies in my A5 bullet journal because I had included dailies. But in here, I actually have the reflections for the week as well. And so for the 1st of October, I went again and put in like my class assignments, anything that was like a top task. They went in here and I've highlighted them in red because they were due literally that day. I don't think exactly that day, but they were due like the following day. So they became important, very important items for me or tasks for me. So they got highlighted. Anything that I needed to get done, again, I knew it was like a deadline was coming up for, I highlighted it in yellow. I had to make the grocery order. The cutoff date was Friday, so I had to get that done. So I highlighted it in yellow. And then I also had a package that was coming from 1 to 3, which I also highlighted. Same thing has been going throughout, you know, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. I've just been making general to-dos. This is an extension to the weeklies that I already use in here, and I've been using my stamp tool. So a while back, I had got all of these lovely little stamps. These two I got from a wonderful friend and subscriber, Susie. If Susie's watching, thank you, Susie, because now I have gotten a great use for them. I've been using stamps in here, and I will continue to use this for my 2021 setup, which I will share with you all in another video. I finally bought a stamping block. I never had one. I was using the bottom of this box to stamp all of my stuff, and sometimes I would not get an accurate stamp. So I bought a stamping block, and I will probably buy more to go with it because I have bigger stamp tools. This is a date tool, and I highly recommend it if you are using a bullet journal of any sort. If you don't want to buy stickers, definitely get a stamp tool. This one was gifted to me by Susie, but it definitely is like a great investment to have. And then these were all stamps that I bought myself. So they're kind of like holiday themed a little bit, but they're like just general ones. So you have some in here that are like fall themed, Thanksgiving themed. Then you have like banners, and these are just like general banners. I'm sorry for the glare. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You have some for Valentine's Day. And then as you can see, I don't clean mines. I don't even care. And then you have like all of like the holidays, like birthday, Martin Luther King's Day, Valentine's Day, St. Patty's, Mother's Day, and so on. You have a couple of just generals in there, like just random, so music, keyboards, anything like that. You have that in there. And then you also have like some sentiment things like congratulations, or with sympathy, or Merry Christmas, or wishing you well. So I have a couple of stamps. I'll probably buy more, but I have a couple of these to use, and I have a couple of different inks to use. And if you're wondering what kind of ink I'm using, I get these off of Amazon.de. I shop from Amazon, the German Amazon, a lot. So these are just a couple of ink pads. I have it in black, red, purple, and blue, and then just another black underneath. So I get these fairly cheap off of there. I just use general inks to kind of do all of my stamping, and it doesn't bleed through. I actually use marker to color. You can't see. I actually use marker to color this in a little bit because I stamped it wrong. But anywho, that's that. And then I also have the letter stamps that was gifted to me by Susie. So these are things that I've been using in here to kind of like do a little bit extra stuff in my TN that I was not always doing in the past. So this is a day on a page, and then I did a weekly overview next to it. And I've also been using stencils too. So I have a bunch of stencils, but the ones I use the most, I just tucked in here, which is really just the alphabet, check boxes, and other little number ones. So I have those in there. And then this is a day on 2 pages. This is today. So I have all of the stuff laid out that I need to do for today. Obviously, I have some schoolwork that I need to be doing at this moment, but I thought that I would come in here and just make a quick video giving you like the rundown of like what's going on in here for this past week. And then this other side, I will put general tasks in here if I have any. I don't think I have any more for today, but I will put them in here as they come up. Also, I've been using this to make notes. Washi tape just to decorate. I tipped in some more vellum. I'm using exactly what I have and what's been given to me. A day on a page, a day on a page. And as you notice, I haven't really decorated. And then I used the stamp tool again. Again, I didn't stamp all the way correct, or I didn't put enough ink on it. But on this side, I did. So that is that. But yeah, it's just blank paper. It's 80 GSM. So it's not like super high quality, but it is kind of thin and see-through, and you can definitely see through it. But I like that. I like paper that I can see through. Don't ask me why. I like the thinner paper. Also for this week, I will show you really quickly how last week ended up. Okay, so this was last week. This is how everything ended up. I have been really, really busy. I want to know if you guys are in frame. Okay, so I've been really, really busy these past couple of weeks, days, and so on. So I've been like just writing everything that I have to do into here, and I was kind of running out of space. That's why I kind of started using that other booklet as like a daily now. And then this week. I have like things to do. These 2 days look exactly the same because I didn't get to do any of my schoolwork yesterday. So everything from yesterday got moved to today. And so, yeah. Also, another thing that I was doing in here is I was making grocery lists. Let me see. Yeah, so I was making a grocery list in the back here. So these are like online orders that I make. So this notebook has a note section in the back, But these are like online orders that I make. And then I also needed my husband to pick up some things before he came home from work. So oftentimes when I was using my ring bound planner, I would have a notepad in the back. If you remember, the personal planner had a notepad in the back. And I would just write down a list of things for him, and then I would tear it out and give it to him. So when I'm using this and I'm not using that personal, I don't really have paper on hand that I'm willing to rip out of my book and give to him. So I kind of, here, we'll take this out for a second. I kind of taped in a notepad. I just taped it in. Yes, it adds more bulk, but who are we kidding? I love my chunk. I taped it in, and now I have like a little notepad that's perforated. So now when I need to make a list for him, I can just rip a page out, make the list, and give it to him. And I don't care about this because it's cheap. It was a $9 pack for like 10. You get 10 notepads for $9 off of Amazon.de. So yeah, I've just made this and taped it in. And then I still have my reference book, which will house like phone numbers and other important numbers and stuff like that. All of that stuff will go into here. I need to sit down and do it. I need to, because I'm tired of flipping back and forth between this and Pocket. But either that, or I'm going to make a card, make like a phone number card and stick it into my Passport TN. If I do that, I will share it with you and share how I made it. But yeah, that is like the A6 TN that I lost my train of thought. That's my A6 TN. That's what's been going on in here. It's super functional. It has a lot of stuff jam-packed with things. I've shown these before. Like I said, they're just stencils, general icons, things that I would like to use and put into my planner. So yeah, guys, that's all that I have to share with you. If you found the video helpful, please give me a big thumbs up. If you are new to the channel and you would like to subscribe, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you join us. And if you're returning back, welcome back. As always, guys, I thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will catch you in another one of my planner related videos. Bye, guys.